Hi everybody, welcome to Khong Driving, and today we're going to look at something very interesting, very simple thing. It's like washing the car, but there are some do's and don'ts, and this is a very simplified version, good for people who are going to do the car wash at home with nothing much but whatever is available around them. Hey, quiet, the dog is trying to get in onto the act. Welcome to Khong Driving, and in this MCO period, here is something you can do on your own, totally with things that you might easily find in your home, and that is to wash your car. Okay, so here are the things that you will need. This one is actually car shampoo, which we buy in bulk, but I've decanted into this dynamo bottle because it's easy to pour in and out. And this is a little paint bucket which I saved from the last time I painted my house. And so here we are, we use the dynamo bottle, and this is the car shampoo. So I figured out about this much is enough. So you pour it into the little bucket, and okay, over here I have a bucket of spare water, and this is a sponge which you can buy from the supermarket. And this is also another sponge with a handle for you to soap. So we put the shampoo inside, and we use some clean water to add onto it, and then you agitate it. Then you get bubbles. Okay, we also have a few cloths. This is the cloth I used for polishing the car earlier. And these are all old towels, but they're washed clean. Looks a bit dirty. This one is dirty because it's usually used for the wheels and the bottom part of the car. And this one is a very important piece of equipment for people like me, because this is a 32 ringgit stool. Yeah, it's plastic, but it's made of very, very strong plastic, and it won't fold over. Okay. Then we also have a pump. If you don't have a pump, it's okay to use your hose. But if you have a pump, it's very convenient because it helps to shoot away all the dirt. And I have a pump because I have a few cars to wash. So to hook up the water pump, you need to buy this type of head, and you fit it in here, and the switch is on. And you're ready to go. There are a few rules to washing a car. First of all, you must try to wash from top to bottom, because in theory the top is the least dirty part of the car and the bottom is the most dirty part of the car. So you want to wash the top and the glass area first, then you move down to the body, and then finally to the bottom side of the car and the wheels. So normally I do the wheels last because I use the shampoo for the car, and then at the end of the washing of the car, the shampoo is already quite dirty, and so I use it to wash the wheels, so there's less chance of contamination or scratches. Okay, so the first thing to do with washing the car is you want to give the car a spray. Why? Because to spray the car, it will get rid of all the sand and dirt and whatever that's accumulated over there, so that when you actually wash the car, it won't scratch the paint. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so here we are with the pump, and the first step we need to do is to spray the car, and again you spray from top to bottom. Oh, forgot to turn on the tap. Okay, tap is on. You can see this part where I waxed half the car, the water beads here, so it's different. So it's good to have a layer of wax on the car. Now we go to the other side. So as you can see, the movement is always from the top and then it moves down to the bottom, and what you're doing is you're trying to push the dirt down, and so that the water will also help to wash the dirt down to the bottom. Okay, so the next step is to wash from top to bottom. I'm going to soap the top of the car, that means the roof and all the glass. That's all I'm going to do. So this is a soap sponge, and now you know why I need the stool. You start with the roof. Then you go to the other side of the roof. Now the reason why you must have a bit of detergent or shampoo for the car is because this shampoo helps to create a layer that protects the paint from scratches, because it has lubrication. Yeah, so there is soap and water, and because you also sprayed the glass and the roof and the whole car, what happens is that hopefully all the dirt has been moved away, or rather has been washed down, yeah? All the loose particles of sand. So now I'm soaping the glass area. And also the part of the fender, the C-pillar that is above at the glass roof level, yeah? So I soap this, and then I move to the glass, turn over the sponge. So remember to give it some lubrication so that it does not scratch. And here we are. Okay, now you know why you need that bucket of water, because here we are. You need that bucket of water because your hands are full of soap, so you want to be able to rinse your hands so that the soap doesn't have any reaction on you, because some of the soaps can be quite, what do you say, toxic. But anyway, if you buy a good car shampoo, generally it's okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to spray again, spray away the soap, and we start from the top. Okay, those of you who do not have a pump, you can still use your hose, but let me just tell you, it is worth it to invest in a pump. So next what we're going to do is we're going to soap the lower part of the car. You start with the bonnet and then you go along the sides and round the car. Yeah. And again we use the sponge. Now I'm going to start with the bonnet first because you want to keep the dirt away from the sponge as much as possible. So we'll start with the bonnet because the bonnet is a very vulnerable part of the car to scratches. So therefore, you make sure there's plenty of soap, and then I'm not going to touch the bumper, but I'm going to go to the part of the car that is the top of the fenders and only up to 3/4 of the door and not the front bumper and not the bottom of the door. So this is to minimize the risk of scratches to the paintwork. Just do up to here, don't do up to the bottom. And make sure your sponge covers all the areas, don't miss out anything. It's good to go in a straight line, don't go in a circular movement. Okay, I'm going to move around the back of the car. And over to the other side. Remember, only the top 2/3 of the door, leave the bottom 1/3 alone. Okay, that done. I will now soap the bumpers and the bottom half, or bottom 1/3 of the fenders. Put as much soap as you can so that it helps to lubricate. And here we are doing the last part of it. Whew. Okay, now that it's done, don't forget to rinse your hands in the bucket. Now a word of warning about this gun. The pressure is enough to take the skin off your leg or your fingers or your arm. So don't shoot at anybody and don't shoot it at yourself. Okay, so we'll start with the bonnet and then move from the top of the doors, spraying downwards. Okay, what I did was just spray the fuel cap. Make sure that your fuel cap inside is closed, or else you'll be spraying water into your fuel tank, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, make sure that the hose is not curled up. So now I'm rinsing it a second time. This is just to make sure that all the soap is gone. So don't forget, spray from top to bottom. Okay, don't forget we soap the doors and panels in 2 stages, the top part and the bottom part. But when you spray it, you can spray it at one time. Get rid of the soap at one time, starting from the top, yeah? So there you are, the car is done. We haven't done the rims yet, but before that, you should wash the floor. So for those of you who have problem trying to persuade the missus to buy the pump, well, it's very good for cleaning the floor, especially all the stains and all that. So let's see how it does. It will cut away the green moss, the lichen, and all the stuff. See the dirt on the floor? Make sure you don't shoot your foot, huh? Alright, this part is to convince your wife why you should buy a pump like this. Look at this here, this is the moss that is grown on it, and this also moss. And can you see it? Yes, you can see all of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot here. See the top here is all greenish and black, yeah? Okay, let's just see the difference. Ah, see the dirt there? And here goes. Okay guys, that was about a minute of video, and that is how you use it to persuade your wife you need to buy this pump. Okay, we'll continue washing the floor so that your wife doesn't complain after you wash the car. To wash the rims, we start by spraying them. And here we go. So as I said, the rim is the last part of the car you wash. And what I did is I used the remainder of the soap and an old washing cloth that has now become very dirty and it's hard to keep. Shh, quiet. That's Poppy. It's hard to keep it clean, but you just wash it and then it just turns a little bit cleaner, but it's meant for washing the rims, so it doesn't matter. I'm sure I miss out a lot of parts, but then what you do is you spray it again and then you look at it, and if you find there's any part you missed, you rub it again with the soap. Okay, there you go. That's one wheel done. There it is, nice and clean. Also remember, once you've used this cloth for the wheels, you should never use it for any part of the car body ever again. Because at the wheels there's a lot of grime, there's a lot of brake dust, there's a lot of stones and sand and anything that can scratch your paint, yeah? So once it goes down, it never comes back up again. So just remember that. So this cloth will never be used again. And this soap, once you've started washing the wheels with it, you don't wash anything else with it. Okay, we'll dispense with washing the wheels. Next we want to look at drying the car. So here we have our spare bucket of water. And this is supposedly a clean cloth, microfiber. And to wipe the car, you again start from the top down, yeah? Okay, so we'll start with the roof. And the glass. Actually, you should start with the glass first, because the glass is easier to scratch. So you wipe the glass. And once you've done that, one time you rinse the cloth with the water. And so now we're going to do the front screen and the side screen. And because we were washing the wheels, the car kind of like dried a little by itself, so there's less drying to do. Okay guys, that's pretty much it. So what have we done? We've just washed the car. We started from the top, the glass, and then moved to the mid body, and then to the bottom, and then we washed the wheels. Fairly simple. Yeah, I used the pump, but if you don't have a pump, it's fine. Just use a hose and make sure that you hose the car down properly before you start washing. All right, thanks very much for watching, and till we meet again, bye bye.